Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a what you cooking series, and what it pretty much is what I'm cooking throughout the week. I'll choose a few meals to videotape while I'm cooking. It was 3 meals, and one of them, my first one was a French onion chicken, and then sloppy joes, and then a bacon carbonara. And the bacon carbonara is just a southern take on it. It's nowhere near, none of these are really the traditional kind of thing. It's all kind of have a southern twist, or I followed, like for the chicken, I just followed a recipe, and that's done in a crock pot, and everything else is done on the stove. I think the longest item that I had was the sloppy joes. That took the longest because that took several, like an hour, a few hours to do. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and if you do, give it a like, leave a comment, so that way I know to do some more like this. Hope y'all enjoy the video. What you cooking? Alright, let's hop on in here. Our first dinner is going to be a French onion chicken, and we are just putting this all in the crock pot. And what I am doing here is cutting up 2 onions, and I am chopping up about a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of thyme. And if you are doing dry thyme, you would do about half of it. This recipe, when I got done with it, was okay. It wasn't, I don't know if I would 100% do it again, but it wasn't. It's definitely something good for something different. What I'm doing here is just sauteing the onions till they're almost translucent, not quite. And then I will end up getting 2 pounds of chicken, as you'll see here in a minute. And I'll end up sauteing that. Some other things that you're going to need is I think it's a cup and a half of chicken stock. You're also going to need a half a cup of balsamic vinegar. And you're going to mix all of that into the crock pot after your chicken is done. Or not all the way done. Your chicken's going to be almost all the way done. And as you see here, I'm just adding all those ingredients that I was telling you about. And I took about a tablespoon of thyme and put into the crock pot, and I put about half a tablespoon of thyme and put over the chicken. So I was trying to figure out a way to make that thyme the most flavorful for the amount that it was. You're going to let it cook for like on high for 2 to 3 hours, and then you're going to put some cheese on top when you get done with that. If you wish to have thicker sauce, add cornstarch. So here we are, on to the next one. This is going to be sloppy joes, and as you see here, I added, I think it was half an onion or a whole onion, but I'm sauteing up the onions, and then I will get 2 pounds of ground beef and saute up the ground beef as well. This recipe, the base of this recipe came out of a cookbook called the Griffiths cookbook, and they are a YouTube family. So if you want to do it the way they do it, you can go and purchase one of their books. And this ended up being a pretty decent and pretty good recipe. We like sweet stuff, so this was more on the sweeter side of sloppy joes, but it was also more barbecue-y flavored. So if you don't like barbecue a lot, then you might want to try a different version of this. Now we're just going to put this all into a container that can actually handle acid. You're not supposed to put any kind of acid into a seasoned cast iron. It will end up messing up our cast iron. Now here we put a little can of tomato paste, half a cup of ketchup, And then you're going to go grab your favorite barbecue sauce, and you're going to put 1.5 cups of that barbecue sauce in here as well. And then what I did was put a little bit of water in there to kind of make it to my consistency. And I did add, I think it was a cup of brown sugar. You can 1/2 teaspoon of mustard. And if you don't have this kind of mustard, you can use squeezed mustard. And that will help add a little bit of a flavor to your dish. And then you're just going to let this sit on the stove for a few hours. You want all of that good flavors to simmer together, and I would say about 2 to 3 hours. You want those flavors to be simmering. You want to make sure it's getting stirred. You want to keep coming back and making sure that it does not burn. Now this night I chose to serve it with some roasted potatoes. As you see here, I am keeping up these potatoes. I washed them and now I'm keeping them up. And then I will put about a tablespoon of olive oil into a dish, mix it together with the potatoes and put some seasoned salt on it, some pepper on it, and then I'll put it in the oven for 350 for 30 to 45 minutes. And as you see here, this is what the dish looked like, ready to serve. Our next dish is going to be a bacon carbonara. And this is my take on it. This is how I did it. So I am frying up 1 pound of bacon when I'm going to have 8 ounces of pasta that I'm going to be cooking up here soon. We're going to get 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese, 2 eggs, about 1/4 cup of milk or heavy cream, and about a tablespoon of pepper. This is a quick dish. It takes only about 20 minutes to cook, and maybe a little bit longer when you're first time doing it. You're going to mix this really well, the sauce of the Parmesan cheese, the eggs, the pepper. You add a little bit of salt, not too much, and you're going to do your heavy cream into it, or milk, and you're going to stir it up like super good. The best you can stir it up. It is going to be a little thick, but not too thick. Now over there on that bacon, you're going to make sure you chop up your bacon, and you're going to get 1 to 2 tablespoons of cream cheese and mix into that bacon before adding your pasta. You're going to add your pasta onto it. You're going to stir that up pretty good. This is all on the stove, by the way. You're about to take it off of the stove, and then you're going to add that mixture with the eggs. That is going to be your sauce. That is what you're going to add to it. Once you take it directly off the stove, you're going to put that mixture into it, mix it up real well, and that will cook. The eggs will cook deliciously, perfectly into the sauce. And I want to thank y'all for stopping by and watching today's video. If you liked this video, give it a like and subscribe, but let me know in the comments if you want me to do more like this video. Thank y'all for watching. Bye, y'all.